I'm going to make this a pretty quick one because I have other things to do. Following my stream the other night regarding the claims made against me, the opposite party was made aware, did not watch the video, of course, but was made aware of just a fragment of things said and responded as a continuation with more accusations against me, more comparisons, more attacks, which I explicitly stated at the end would not be met with anything other than the seeking of legal action, which I am going to do. I have already begun the process of looking for legal counsel. Of course, it's over the weekend, so there isn't much contact I can make with people, but I am looking at the options available to me. Um, I must stress that per Tennessee state law, any statements I made in my previous stream would not qualify as any kind of defamation. But his statements made against me in his original post would. I clarified the circumstances working up to me reaching my limit with being told what to and not to do in my own life, as anyone reasonable would if for 6 months, or 6 weeks, excuse me, 6 weeks, they were under conditions as stated in the video. I will not go on to repeat those here. I want this to be a quick process. I expressed why I was frustrated, where the limit was reached, my tolerance with the actions of the other party were reached, and expressed what actually occurred on the night of the first, on the afternoon of the first. I expressed where I was being lied about, how those were lies, and the fact that they cross a line. My statements in response to my video, or in my video, were and are specifically phrased in such a way that I think clearly demonstrates what is my opinion, be it hyperbolic, aggressive verbiage, excuse me, insults, what have you, versus what are things I have been told by people involved in any of this, clarifying where certain things are alleged, and even clarifying that I don't believe certain things that were brought up, but that they must be brought up because they do bring about a reason to question additional things given the context. None of that is defamation under any legal standard. Now, again, I'm no lawyer, but I am literate. That being said, a key point of all this is that the opposing party were the first ones to bring up anything public on this, an event that could have stayed private, and decided to phrase it in such a way that, well, you saw my reaction. If you didn't, you can go look at the last video. That was a measured response to address everything and express that there is no reason for any of this to go forward and that I will be seeking legal counsel. And yet, a response was made later the following day to that with more claims and accusations. More insults, really, in this case. So, again, if that is the route that the other party wants to go, I will be continuing the search for legal defense in this and seeking recourse in whatever way I can. This is a very minor situation, but it still is me defending my rights to not be lied about, to not have an accusation that I am crazy and that I'm dangerous be put out into social circles in such a direct way when I have in no way, shape, or form done the same in kind. I haven't. I didn't say anything about any of this when it started. I kept quiet. I didn't even want to tell parties involved, like mutual friends in social circles, because I didn't want a big deal of this, because it didn't need to be a big deal. I am not about drama. I don't care. I keep that shit personal. But it was made public by the other party in an attempt to damage my reputation. Hence, again, and I will repeatedly stress this, I am seeking legal action. That being said, a mutual friend has suggested that all content be taken down and this just be left in the past, to which I am completely amicable to, if the other party takes down their media first, and I am assured that it will not be brought up in any public capacity again. What a person discusses in their own private life between friends is its own thing. I can't control that. I'm not going to try to control that. If a person wants to talk shit about me, go ahead. But to say that I am dangerous and imply that my possession of my legal possession of a firearm, mind you, is some kind of threat is defamatory, and it will not stand. I would like what's the word? The statement to be recanted and an apology done, but I am certain I will not get that. That is perhaps asking too much. That a public rescinding, that's the word, of the statement be made. I won't get that, but I would like that, and it would go well to easing anything, and perhaps cause me to properly forget anything occurred. That being said, however, the mutual third party's suggestion of all content be removed is acceptable under the caveat that the other party removes content first, and I am assured that it is removed and nothing else will come up. As a bonus, I would like rescinding of the statement, but I know that won't happen. If that condition is met, I will remove my few posts related to the content, and it will never be brought up again, as I never intended for anything to be brought up. Not because I've done anything wrong, but because I do not like drama. And honestly, I did not want to express to the public what had been going on with the other party. But it becomes relevant when someone is acting like you just flipped on them out of nowhere and seems to be presenting themselves as nothing but a victim when, well, again, I expressed what I saw going on from my end. To that end, if the content is removed, I stress again, I'll remove anything I've posted, and that will be that. But if I were to ever find out anything is being said again, a claim is being made against me of any kind of being a danger, being a threat, being accused of things I most certainly did not do, explicitly accused, mind you, not referencing allegations which were told by the very party they were supposed to be about. I will seek legal recourse. I hope I have made myself very clear. I never wanted any of this bullshit. I was done the moment I stopped being friends with them on the first, when they decided this was how they were going to be. They chose to open a can of worms. I respond in kind, and it looks like it's just going to turn into the typical shit show everything does, and I'm not about that. So, once again, to be very clear, and I repeat myself repeatedly because for some reason, no matter how much I articulate myself, people still act like they don't understand what is being said. If content regarding me and the lies stated about my interactions with the other party on the first are removed publicly and are never brought up again, I will remove my content, and that will be the end of that. The best outcome under the current circumstance. If not, legal recourse will be sought, and the process has already started. I believe there is no misunderstanding that can be interpreted from that or taken from that via anyone who fluently speaks the English language. I wish to move on with my life, continue to produce the kinds of online media that I wish to, of all types, continue to work on the multitude of community building projects which I offer, continue to do the kinds of tech learning that I have currently been fascinated with, and share that information as I build up my own skill set because I like to help. I want to share information. I want to have people who may be in the same position as me, like, hey, I really like computers, but I don't know anything about Linux and BSD. Well, hey, I'm learning stuff too, and I think these things are really neat. Let me help you out. But I cannot do that because instead I am being too stressed by the harassment of somebody who is frustrated that I would no longer take what I consider controlling behavior from them. So, one final time to be clear: deletion of content will be met with deletion of content. I would like a rescinding of the accusations against me, but I know that likely will not happen. That being said, deletion of content and verification from a third party will suffice for me to remove the content I have posted regarding this. Let the discussion blow over. Otherwise, legal action will be sought. That is all.